So, Justin, we on this show itself, we have talked much about apologetics, and we have also had guests talk about the need and the necessity of apologetics in this time. And as every person might come to a point where they believe that they need to know about these aspects of Christian faith for their own personal edification. But what drew you to that aspect of saying, I'm going to start something brand new to bring apologetics to everyone? What was it that convinced you to take that huge step of faith in starting a brand new podcast?
Well, really, it was because I have met so many people who have doubts about Christian faith or serious objections. So even when I was at university, my own faith got challenged by people who did not share my faith. I went to Oxford University, and there's a great Christian presence there and a very strong Christian union. But I also inevitably ended up in conversations with people who were very skeptical of Christianity, and that drew me to starting to read more of people like C.S. Lewis and other Christian authors who, present evidence for the Christian faith. And eventually, I think I felt that my skills lay in an area where I could actually help to bring apologetics, as it's called, to a much wider audience, both through the radio show and through the podcast, and most recently, really through YouTube and videos as well. But the way to do that, I think what's unique about Unbelievable is that we do it through the dialogue and discussion format. So whereas there are many great apologetics organizations out there who are creating resources and giving talks and writing books and everything else, it tends to be in one direction. Okay. It tends to be helping Christians to have good reasons and maybe to then go and have a conversation with someone about it. But what's different, I think, with Unbelievable is that you hear both sides. And what's that's done uniquely is not only, I think, does that help Christians to understand the arguments, but it also helps them to think about how they would respond in a context of a conversation. But at the same time, it's also attracted non-Christians to listen to the show. So the big surprise for me was when, after we began podcasting, I started to receive emails from non-Christians, atheists, agnostics, who had started to tune into the show because maybe an atheist had shared it on their Facebook page or their blog or whatever. And quickly we've grown an audience of non-Christians listening as well. So I think that's quite a unique thing. There's not many Christian radio stations or programs who could say they also have a lot of atheist and agnostic listeners, but that is the case for Unbelievable.